Hello everyone, and welcome to this month's car camp. Funnily enough, this actually wasn't supposed to be my first car camp of this month. My first car camp of this month is actually planned for about the 17th of February. And what's interesting about that one is my wife's going to be coming with me. So the reason why I am going car camping now is because it was my birthday last week. And the best present that I got for my birthday, by far, was this one. That's it. I got a permission slip for an extra car camp this month. Yay! And here I am. So where we are heading to the village of Edenbridge in Kent. Edenbridge is quite a small village, if I remember rightly. I've been there many years ago for, I think, a job interview, and I had to go there once for work. But it's quite a nice little village, but where it's nestled is in a really nice part of Kent. There's loads of National Trust places nearby. You've got Toys Hill, Ide Hill, Winston Churchill's home, Chartwell. So it's a part of Kent that we as a family have been to quite a lot. So I quite fancy the idea of doing a car camp down there and running some of the trails in the area. I tell you what as well though, considering it's winter, the weather at the moment is unbelievable. It is so mild and so sunny and so nice. The weather today is fantastic, and because there's no wind and we've got blue skies and sun, I've got the drone with me. So fingers crossed I might actually be able to do attempt to do some drone shots anyway. We'll see how that goes. But the idea today is to do a run, although as I've got the drone with me, I'm going to call it more a drun, in that it's not going to be my normal 18-mile run. It'll probably be a lot shorter, and just mucking about with the drone really, getting some practice in, so it'll be a bit of both. Well, we're only 12 minutes away, and I do get the feeling SatNav's taken us the scenic route, but I tend to find SatNav does that anyway. But that's quite cool, because actually the amount of times where I've been places, SatNav takes you so far off the beaten track, you see places you would never have seen before, and 9 times out of 10 they're really nice places, so I'm not going to moan too loudly. And here we go, we're in. So I need to choose my space well. I like the idea of this one right in the corner. Okay, so yes, we are here. Yeah, quite a nice little car park, really. It's a good size. We have a police car in here as well, so that's always reassuring. If they're going to be my neighbours, then that can't be bad. I'm not sure if I will keep the car where I am. I can't tell if I'm on a very slight slope or not, but I did want to park in such a way that, because I always sleep with the bed on this side, so that's the side I can do stuff, but I wanted to park somewhere where that side was not the open side, but I don't want to park front in. I always like to reverse into a space. Problem being, to park where I want to park, I'm going to have to park all the way over that side of the car park, so I might just stay here like this really. I can move it around, there's no problem there. Hey, so here we are, the lovely Edenbridge Village car park. Here's my little car, right in the corner. Got the church and a graveyard to keep me company, and Kent police car. There are public toilets over here, so we're going to have a look over there and see if they're operational when they're open too. That's certainly quite handy. So yeah, let's crack on. thing with Edenbridge, it doesn't take long to get to the country, although I do need to find where my route is. I've mapped out a route on Strava, so I just need to find the footpath now. So we are now about 5k into the run so far, and it is absolutely as lovely as I thought it was. I've got the drone out already, so I think that footage looks quite cool, so I'm well happy with that. And we're just running now down to Eva, so we should be there soon. So I've just made it to Hever Castle. You would have seen that on the drone a minute ago. I'm now just going down some random footpath really. We've done about 4 miles, so to be honest I might turn around soon and scoot back. But this is what the beauty of trail running is. Basically you're just randomly running. I haven't really followed the route I set that you just randomly run and follow footpaths and just go on and on. Ideally, it's better when you start it earlier than what I started it today. So it's normally better to start a good random trail run in the morning rather than lunchtime. But it's been a good explore, and I definitely know I can come back here. So this, I think, looks like, to be honest, quite a good spot to turn around. I mean, it's only early, so I can head back towards Edenbridge and then maybe carry on running around that way anyway. Well, I managed 11 miles in the end, so that was pretty cool. I've got back to the car, I've got it all set up, made myself a coffee, I was in bad need of caffeine, and I finally used one of my car camping noodles. I bought a whole load of these when I first was prepping for going car camping, but I've managed to never ever eat them. So I always take them with me, but I never seem to have them. So I was determined to eat it today. And here we are. And considering I've made this with the water from the thermos, it's actually come out quite good. So good old fake pot noodle. It's actually much nicer than a pot noodle. I know that's sacrilege, but yeah, it's really cool. So the run was as nice as I thought it would be. I ran from Edenbridge down to Hever Castle and back, basically. I managed to get Hever Castle on the drone shot, so yeah, I'm hoping the drone shots come out well. They certainly look like they came out well when I was filming them. Certainly it's the most bravest I've ever been when using the drone. I certainly suffer from drone anxiety, I think I've said a few times on here, and basically that just means I'm an absolute wimp when it comes to flying it anywhere. How these people on YouTube fly their drones across the blimmin' sea is beyond me, and over coastlines and down beneath the coast and by the waves. No, I can just about manage to go up. Really high up, granted, by my standards, but up and maybe over a bit and down. But to be honest, the main reason why I bought that drone in the first place was actually more in terms of the follow me function on the running, and that definitely worked well just now, so I was quite pleased with that. What's quite useful about when you're running around a village, you see all these places where you could park, and there's loads here. There's a really nice, I mean, it'd be really spooky parking there, but there's an allotments down the road, not far from here, and I could see there's another car camper there, or van camper down there. The problem is, for me, when you're parking on those, I don't think I'm quite brave enough to park in those very off the track type park-ups, and I think that's why I like parking in car parks, is there's a degree of safety, I think. So at some point I will go residential, but something I find interesting about these village car parks is how you won't see them on Park for Night, and because they're free, you won't see them on the Ringo app either. So they're the two apps that I use when I'm looking for parking. Now it's the same with the Lenham car park. The Lenham car park, there was no reference to it whatsoever. I only found the Lenham car park when I was looking on Google. And I think it was the same here with Edenbridge. I only found this car park because I was looking on Google. So it's almost like these car parks are designed for the villagers. They don't advertise they exist. Park for Night, for whatever reason, don't put them on. And yeah, they're really good little park ups. So I'm going to experiment and look at other villages and see if I can find other village car parks that exist, because they don't have any time limits. I mean, this one here, it does have a height restriction barrier that it says they might put into place at any point. So basically that's telling you if you've got a motorhome or a caravan, you're going to get locked in potentially. But they don't close the main gates. The car park itself is 24 hours, and all it said on the sign out front was no long-term parking. Now obviously that's a bit vague. That's well, what is long-term? So I think, yeah, these are quite cool. They're very good for the village car parks. And in terms of here, in terms of Edenbridge is very much like Lenham. So when I went to Lenham, that was because it was basically a checkpoint on the North Downs Way. And clearly, Edenbridge, I've just discovered, is where the Eden Valley Walk is, which I need to look up on in a minute and see how long it is. But there's so many trails here. I mean, what I've just done from here to Hever Castle and back, that was all footpaths in the Eden Valley Walk. So this is a really good base for accessing all the trails locally. It's yeah, it's very cool. Well, it's safe to say it's so hot after that meal and so smoky in this car. I've had to open up the car door, and it's so mild outside again. I don't know why the car's so hot. So just to completely aerate the car, what I'm going to do is take all my rubbish to the bins. I found a use for the old iPhone. The iPhone still has a good night vision mode. And here are all the cars. I don't think any of these are campers. There were some camper looking cars earlier, but they've gone now. So it's pretty much just me and my Todd. But the fact there's so many cars in here means the kids won't be coming in and doing donuts. Yeah, all cool. Interestingly, if ever you wanted to know if my carbon monoxide alarm worked, it is. It's going off now. So that answers the question, how carbon monoxide does your car get when you cook? There you go. So unbelievably mild at the minute. I literally cannot believe it's winter. And I wanted to do some funky YouTube title saying sleeping in my car in winter. There's no point. It's more like summer. And that's it. That's all the rubbish taken out. That is the car well and truly aerated. And yeah, finish on with this. So as you could tell, I did not do the usual canned food tonight. No, what we had tonight instead was, we had packet rice at least, so that was something. But we had chicken with broccoli and carrot and mushroom with a bit of soy sauce and sesame oil and some black bean chili oil as well. And it's well nice. If you're wondering what the whole thing with the tin foil was, I've noticed in a lot of the Japanese videos that they put tin foil in their frying pans when they fry stuff off. But there is an advantage of using tin foil, it must be said though. Despite all the smoke that came off it, actually it means there's no need to clean the frying pan afterwards. So it is a waste of tin foil in one respect, but in another respect, I've just literally taken the tin foil out the pan, put the pan away. that's it, it's done. So it is a bit easier, but it must be said, this meal is significantly nicer than normal canned food. This is really nice. As you'll know from previous car camps, what I tend to do after I've uploaded my main video is the bits I haven't used within that I'll then upload over the next few days and weeks as YouTube shorts with the hashtag cutting room floor. Now, something to make you laugh. So the very last short I think I uploaded was the running thoughts one, which was me running down towards Sandwich Bay. Now, most of my shorts, they get, I don't know, 100 views or so, but they tend to tick over and they pick up 1 or 2 here or there. But running thoughts, after about 24 hours, about to go to bed, and I refreshed it, and it jumped to 150 or something like that from 75, and I'm like, what the hell? Refreshed it again, it jumped 20, refreshed it again, 20 more views, refreshed it again, 20 more views. I'm like, sweet Jesus. And this was me just about to go to bed. And I kept on refreshing it all the way up to 600 views. I was like, oh my God. So at that point, I thought to myself, right, okay, so at this rate, come the morning, I'm going to have 1 million views, I'm going to have 500,000 new subscribers, and yeah, I'll jack in my job and I will become a full-time YouTuber after all. So I went to bed with that thought, and I woke up, checked my phone, refreshed it, and the views had stopped at 691. And to really make you laugh, it actually generated no subscribers at all. So I went from thinking I was going to jack it all in to not. So that was quite funny, and it made me laugh. Well, it looks like it started to rain. It's quite nice and relaxing sound actually. I've cracked the windows in here now, and now I know the carbon monoxide alarm's gone off. Oh, proper raining now. So anyway, yeah, so I've cracked the windows open now. That's the advantage of having the rain deflectors on, is that I can quite happily crack the windows, and even though I've got the cardboard there, I can still hear the air coming through, so that'll be good. But yes, in terms of future car camps for this year, the only other one that's actually planned already is when I do the 40 miler that I deferred. So that's going to be down in Andover, and that's in April. So April of this year will be a car camp down in Andover. But yeah, other than that, no major plans really. There's lots of places I'd like to do a little car camp. So you've got Hastings, you've got Brighton, you've got all the usual suspects you could say along the coast. There's going to be loads of places you can park up around there, and also likewise in terms of more of these villagey stealth camps too, because I do like these ones. I mean, this car park here is so, oh, I've obviously opened the window too much, I can see water coming through. Okay, well, a note to self, let me sort that out. Well, it's 20 to 12, and you know what, I think I'm going to go to bed now. I've had quite a chilled evening. All I've been doing really is going through the footage I shot on the GoPro and on this, and just downloading everything to my phone, so it's ready for me to start editing tomorrow. Yeah, that's it really, quite a chilled one. So I think on that note, I am going to switch this off, turn the lights out and go to bed. Oh, good morning everyone. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Unbelievably. I think it's safe to say I am getting a bit too used to this sleeping in my car business. It was so quiet here last night. It was unbelievable. I woke up a couple of times, like I always do. It took me a while to get back off to sleep at 2:30 when I first woke up, but I don't know why. But then I was really hot as well, hence the jumper's gone. I literally woke up at 2:30, used the toilet, and I was absolutely sweltering. So the jumper came off, undid the sleeping bag, even got out of the sleeping bag, so I was so hot. So I'm not sure what that was about. That was all very strange. But yeah, other than that, I've pretty much had really good sleep. I had a couple of snoozes, that's why I've got up so late. A few 1 hour snoozes, which is always nice. You know, when you sleep too long, you get a headache. That's where I'm at. I've slept too long. I've got a headache. I don't normally sleep in this late, so it's a treat. But I thought I'd better get up because I do need to get myself a cup of coffee and get home really, so I can start editing this up. So yeah, next job, coffee. So that's it, that's me all done. That's the car all sorted out. I've had my cup of coffee, which I needed, sorted out the windows, the back's all sorted out as best I can, so I'm all ready to scoot off home. And actually, another important reason why my whole staying close to home is so important is I literally just had a call from my wife to say she's got a really bad toothache and she wants me to come home. So unfortunately I'm only about half an hour out, and that's the other advantage for me, or I suppose one of the reasons why I like to stay close to home, because if ever I'm needed, I'm not far away. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this upload and also the one I did before. Hopefully they both worked out well in the edit, but I will find that out now when I get home. So yeah, until next time, take care.